Alright, today's product is the i9000, the budget #1 choice for AirPod 2 replicas. Before I start, no, I was not paid to make this review, and no, I am not exaggerating. YouTubers love to advertise products for money, but thankfully I don't consider myself one of them. At just $29 including shipping, the price is more than affordable for most people. You could even get a discount to lower the price to a staggering $26, but I'll talk about that later. I was going to make a comparison video with the version 2.5, but I can't due to circumstances, so let's just open this one up quick. This is the packaging you get from the AliExpress link. You could also get this box, but I will talk about how when I talk about the discounts. No Apple logo on this box, and when you open it up, the manual inside is a generic AirPod replica manual. No mentions of Apple, which really doesn't matter at all. How many of you even read the manual inside the box? The AirPod's inside the box, it's wrapped in the plastic sleeve as always, and underneath the little plastic compartment is the USB to Lightning charger. Very handy. I actually do use these for everyday use as well, to charge my Apple products and all of my replica AirPods. I really don't like how AirPod Pros now come with the USB-C to Lightning cable. I can't use it anywhere since I don't have a USB-C plug. Thanks, Apple. Well, that's it with the box, so let's speed along to the external looks of these AirPods. Visually, these are completely identical to retail AirPods. I say that too much. There's writing on the back of this version, but I say again, you can't get Apple text when you order from AliExpress. No Apple box, no Apple text. Why? Because scammers abuse the AliExpress dispute system. I won't go into details because it's too easy to replicate, but it's a dickish move that lost the seller, High City, tens of thousands of dollars to AliExpress. High City now found a way to sell you AirPod replicas with Apple text safely, but we'll get to that later. The case is really nice. It feels just as premium as real Apple AirPods, unlike some other cheap replicas I've seen. The button on the back makes a sharp clicking sound, which isn't exactly one-to-one, but that's not noticeable to most people. The hinge has that really nice matte silver finish that honestly doesn't look like it cost $29, more like $129. The light on the front does not have the frosted glass on the front, but the LED itself has a nice soft glow instead of the harsh bright light, which actually does give it that diffused effect. The LED also has the correct fade when you open the case or you put an earbud back in, which I've noticed is missing a lot on a lot of cheap replica AirPods. It also has the reverse magnets and pretty strong ones at that. It's a really nice plus. The version that you buy directly from High City has accurate text on the inside of the lid too. And guess what? The serial number is correct as well. But as I said, don't try to sell these off as retail AirPods. That's illegal and you will be caught. Buy these for personal use and flexing purposes for your friends, if you have any friends. Now for the pods. As you could already see, these aren't your everyday Walmart $30 AirPod replicas. These are almost perfectly identical to retail AirPods. Honestly, I've had real AirPods in my hands many times, and these are exactly the same. No LEDs, no buttons, the metal grills are all securely inside the holes where they should be. I could point out two flaws on my unit though. As you can see on the right earbud, the top grill is a little misaligned, making the adhesive that's used to secure the grill visible from outside. I've never seen this happen with any of my AirPod replicas, so I'll chalk it up to a defect on my unit alone. And on the left earbud, the plastic on the stem itself is a little bit roughed up. Like before, I've never seen this happen, and it probably won't happen to you either, but I like to mention everything that could happen to you. The printing on the bottom is on the spot, and the metal charging connectors are as bright as your future. The weight is also more or less accurate. Real AirPods weigh 4 grams per pod and 38 grams for the case, but these weigh a little over 3 grams per pod and 40.5 for the case, leading total weight a little heavier than retail AirPods. That is a good thing. Really, it's impressive how far they got copying down the AirPods 2. It's a bad idea to buy retail AirPods at this point when a $26 pair of earbuds can offer you this much. And just wait till you see the features. Just opening it near an iPhone over iOS 10 activates the correct pop-up. Just hold the button on the back. And it connects perfectly. The name is set to AI free by default, but you could change the name in the Bluetooth settings. Let me change the name to and if you connect it on a different device, the name will stay as the one you changed it to. I remember when this feature didn't even exist on AirPod clones. Now if we return to the settings, we could see that everything is where it should be. The name change option, double tap left and right, automatic ear detection, and the microphone settings. It's all there. Now there aren't a lot of software features to test on AirPods 2, but I'll be testing largely 5 features. Sound quality, touch sensor accuracy, and the battery, Bluetooth range, and microphone test. Now I can't exactly describe the sound quality to you all, but I will say that it's really good. The volume levels are great. It ranges all the way from very quiet to ear damage comfortably. It does not have the left and right ear imbalance issues, and it also fixed the static issue, where there's static sounds when the music is paused. Very impressive. These are also great at carrying out clear sounds, and as for bass, it still carries it pretty nicely. I honestly can't believe how well-rounded these are. Wow. I mean, I've had a couple AirPod Pro replicas that generally had better sound quality than these, but this cost $29, even $26 if you used a discount. These all cost around $40 to $60, which is no match. Now, the touch sensors all work. The pause and play works perfectly. I had some issues with the double tap function, but I figured it out. You need to use your whole fingertip to hit this part in particular. Just tap tap a little hard. One tap is pause and play the video or music track, and 2 taps on the right earbud skips to the next track. 2 taps on the left skips to the previous track. The in-ear sensors also work perfectly left and right. Okay, I think that's all I should talk about, right? Now, I've never done a Bluetooth range test on AirPod replicas before, but I decided to try it out for the sake of science, and also because you guys asked me so much. This is a rough layout of part of my house. I placed the AirPods case and the connected phone in the middle of my room here, and went over to the next room 3 meters away with a 22 centimeter wall in between. The connection was very stable and the touch sensors all worked, so I moved away to 7 meters with another 22 centimeter wall in between. So 2 22 centimeter walls. Then the connection lagged and blipped to the point where I couldn't listen to the music properly. And when I moved away even further to 10 meters, the connection cut off and resumed when I came closer to the phone. Now I took the test outside and did the same, except this time obviously there are no walls in between. I was able to walk over 20 meters away without experiencing any connection loss or cutting in the audio, but once I went right past that 20 meter mark, I felt some blips in the audio, especially when I spun around. If I kept walking in the same direction though, I was able to keep a stable connection for over 40 meters, amazingly. It did keep cutting when I spun around, but once I stood still in one direction, I could still hear the music nice and smooth. Once I went over 45 meters, then that was when the connection cut off. Conclusion, these earbuds don't like walls. But if you're listening to music while you're, say, running around the track, this is good enough that you don't even have to carry your phone with you. This is, as I said, the first time I ever conducted this test properly, and I was honestly taken aback at how hard the connection tried to be stable. You guys had better appreciate this. Now for the battery test. Normally, testing the battery life on replica AirPods is a difficult task, because AirPod replicas don't show the correct battery percentage. But I figured out a nifty way of telling exactly how long they would last. As you could see, I played a long piece of video on medium volume level, and when the earbuds would run out of battery, they'd disconnect from the phone, pausing the video. All I need to do then would be to check when the video paused, and that would show us how long it exactly lasted. I left the video playing overnight, and when I woke up, it had stopped at 3 hours and 10 minutes, effectively showing us that the battery lasts over 3 hours and 10 minutes on a single charge. Pretty decent. That means you could use it for over 12 hours without having to plug the case in a charger. Now for the final test, the classic microphone test. I recorded the same piece of audio on multiple devices. Here's how my voice sounds on the Galaxy Note 9. Here's how it sounds on the iPhone SE. Here's how it sounds on the i9000. And here's how it sounds on the camera, the Canon PowerShot SX530HS. Here's how the i9000 sound while they're in my ears. It's not that loud and I experience some cutting sometimes, but it's generally more or less okay. It just sounds like I'm on the receiving end of a phone call. And finally, before I end, this is how you could get the AirPods with text plus a discount. And since High City can't sell text AirPods on AliExpress, you could contact them directly through WhatsApp with this number. And since the money goes to the seller directly instead of being held by the shopping platform, he doesn't need to pay any fees to the company. And that's how he can manage to give you a discount as well as the text, which normally isn't allowed. Well, of course, if you think that's all too suspicious, you could always just buy from his AliExpress link, or any other link for that matter. But yeah, it is how it is. So, in conclusion, for $26 or even $29, these are totally worth your money. I really can't find much to hate about it, except for the bad touch sensors. And believe me, I've tried many AirPods replicas, and these are some of the best ones I've tried yet. Now I have to mention, your experience might differ. Your AirPod unit will probably not have the same defects that mine did, and my unit may not have the problems that yours do. It really varies. But if you're satisfied with the video or product, be sure to leave a like and maybe subscribe. And if you have any problems, please visit the AirReps Discord for any questions or troubleshooting. I apologize for the slow uploads. I have a lot on my hands currently and can't focus on YouTubing very much. I still have that v3.8 copy being sent my way, so keep an eye out for that. And as always, meet you in the next video.